What's up, everyone? Well, definitely not cryptocurrency and not Bitcoin. Everything is down roughly about 20 to 35%. If you're one of these people that are worried about what's going to happen next, well, stick around because I'm going to give you guys a history lesson that's going to brighten up your day. Hey guys, it's Chris Tan, your Bitcoin buddy, and in this episode, we're going to talk about the market crash and or correction, whichever way you want to look at it. And I'm going to show you guys why this is not anything to worry about, and it is just part of what we call the growing pains of any new technology. So Bitcoin has gone from over 63,000 and down to about 43,000 right now. So that's roughly about a 30% drop from its all-time high. And some people are worried if it's going to go lower or higher. Honestly, I'm not too worried, and neither should you be. And if it goes lower, the better for everyone because it gives you a chance to accumulate more Bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies. So whatever you're holding right now, and let's say you even bought like I did, I bought at 58,000. And it's down today at 43. I'm not going to sell. I'm actually going to buy more. And the reason I'm doing that is because I have a long-term view of Bitcoin and of cryptocurrency. Now, I want to show you guys why I'm long on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Here's some charts that I'm going to show you to make you feel better about where you're at today. Okay, the first chart we're going to look at is a company in a 10-year period. As you guys can see, it started off pretty low and then it just shoots up about 2 to 3 times. And then it drops back down about 80 to 90% of its actual value. And then it just hovers there for about 5 years. After that, just when you think it's not going to go up anymore, it suddenly just shoots up to a new all-time high. And then goes up and down, up and down, up and down. And then suddenly, over the next 5 years, it goes to another all-time high. And then it drops again about 20-30%. And then it drops after 20 years all the way back down to where it started 20 years ago. And just when you thought it was over, it picks up again to a new all-time high. And this time, it's a lot higher than what you could ever imagine. And at that point, you think, hey, this is really good. And then it collapses back down to its price about 20 plus years ago. And just when you think it was over again, suddenly it goes to another new all-time high. And then you realize the old all-time high looked very insignificant now at this point. And all throughout, you'll see that there's an up and down, and it keeps going with that same pattern as it develops another new all-time high and another one. But every single time it develops an all-time high, it drops about 20 to 30%, sometimes even more. And then it develops another all-time high, and then it drops again, and it goes to the next all-time high. And now we're at the highest point of this company's career. And this company I'm talking about is none other than Apple. Let's look at another company. Now this one starts off pretty quickly. Within a year, it shoots up to an all-time high from like 1,000% increase. But what happened right after that? A year later, a couple of years later, it goes back down to where it started. So that's a pretty volatile company, wouldn't you think? But then if you look at it, as the years go by, it goes up and down, it just takes off to another new all-time high. And that all-time high dwarfs the previous all-time high. And just when you thought it was high enough, it just keeps going higher and higher until it reaches its new all-time highs. And during these points, like the same as the other company that I showed you guys, it has its ups and downs and ups and downs. These rises and falls are equal to about 20 to 30% and sometimes even more. But yet it didn't matter because in the long run, as you can see, it just keeps going up and up until it reaches its new all-time high. And that company I'm talking about right now is Amazon.com. And as you can see, as I zoom out, that it is very normal for these highs and lows to come in throughout the entire cycle of a company as it grows and starts to appreciate in value. Now let's take a look at the next company here. We'll start with a macro perspective. And as you can see, this company just went completely parabolic in its entire lifetime, from the time it started to where it is today. Now, you'd think it was pretty stable until I zoom in. And I'm going to take a picture of the first 5 years of this company. or let's say about 8 years to 10 years. As you can see, it's not all stable after all. There is the peaks, and there's also where it goes down to the valleys. And at this point, you're thinking, wow, this thing is extremely volatile. But that's because we're looking at it from a 10-year perspective. But if I zoom out a bit more, you realize that even if you bought at its previous all-time high, that is still fairly inexpensive. So it didn't matter where you bought because it went up to the new all-time high. And at this point, you're thinking, okay, that looks really high already. Maybe I shouldn't buy anymore. But maybe you should, because look what happens next. It keeps going up and up and up to its all-time high of where it is today. And that company that I'm talking about is Google.com. So as you guys can see from those charts that I showed you of the tech companies of the 90s to where it's at today and how volatile it was, or at least what you consider volatile, then you realize that it's nothing once you start to zoom out and you see the big picture. And where the big picture is for this one, and when you think it's already high, we're not even close. Bitcoin is going to shoot up all the way to $1 million per Bitcoin. And what happens to the other cryptocurrencies? They're all going to go up. They're going to go up 100x from here to 1000x from here, or even more. For those that are wondering how big this space is, the cryptocurrency space, this thing is going to take over everything in the world as we know it today. This is our opportunity that we missed in the 90s. For those that missed that internet boom, this is that next boom, and it's the cryptocurrency boom. To even call it cryptocurrency is very limiting if you think about it, because not only is this going to change the way we do banking and finance, this is going to change the way we do everything in this world, because we're moving from a centralized world to a decentralized world. And that creates a world that will be more secure, more equitable, more fair for everyone, and more efficient. And that technology is going to be worth hundreds of trillions of dollars. Now let's look at the charts again. Let's start with Google's chart, and then I'll compare it with Amazon's chart, and look at how high that is. And now that's Apple's chart, and look at how it just goes up. And then that's Bitcoin's chart, and it just dwarfs all those three tech giants. That's how big Bitcoin is and how big it will be. And it'll dwarf everything that you know today. Here's another way of looking at it. You just saw the charts of Google, Apple, and Amazon and where they are today. Now, if you could go back to 10 years ago and you had a chance to buy them and hold them for 10 years, would you hold them even if it went up and down, and it was so volatile for a 10-year period? Yes, you would, because you know now where it's going to be. Now, this is the same chance we're getting. You need to look at this from the year 2031 and understand where this technology is going to be. This is going to change the future. And from that point, you have a chance to go back to today. And knowing what you know now from 10 years from today, would you hold or would you sell? That decision you make is going to make a difference in your life 10 years from now. So I hope this video has given you guys a little bit of perspective on what this technology means and what DeFi means and cryptocurrency means to the world and how it's going to change it in the next 10 years. And with that information, I hope you guys make the right choice, because what you do today can impact your future 10 years from now. This is Chris Tan, your Bitcoin buddy, and I hope you guys enjoy the ride, not just the gains, but also the dips, as this is part of that amazing roller coaster ride called cryptocurrency. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the notification bell so you're notified of my next video, and like this video because the algorithm will tell YouTube that you like content that's cryptocurrency related, and this way you'll be able to follow me and my tips on this world of cryptocurrency. See you guys in the next video. With